Hi friends, welcome to Gallant IAS Art of Writing Indian Polity Answer Series. So in this video we will learn how to structure an Indian polity answer or how to meet the demands of a UPSC question. Okay, so we'll be analyzing it based on a previous year question, and the question for today is: the Indian Constitution has provisions for holding a joint session of the two houses of the Parliament. Enumerate the occasions when this could normally happen and also the occasions when it cannot with reasons thereof. So this question is regarding the joint sitting of the Parliament. So let's analyze the demand of the question. It says that India's provisions for holding joint session. Please underline the term joint session. Enumerate the occasions when this could normally happen. So we must write the occasions when this joint sitting normally happen and also the occasions when it cannot. We must also write when joint sitting cannot be happened. Underline that term with reasons thereof. We must also write the reasons why in that occasions joint sitting cannot be held. So we must address all these parts of the question. And we have to write this in 250 words. So for a 250 word question, UPSC provides you with 3 pages and we have to write within this page limit. Okay. And since this question is regarding joint session of the Parliament, in intro we must write what is a joint sitting. That is, in our parliamentary form of government, we have bicameralism. So bill has to be passed by both the houses to become an act. In some cases, deadlock happens, and so the person can call for a joint sitting. So make it short. Just write what is a joint sitting in intro part. Okay, then you please write the provisions, constitutional provisions regarding joint sitting. Please make it a separate subheading and write some of the provisions regarding joint sitting. Okay, try to quote the constitutional provisions. So point number 1, what? Article 108, Article 108 mentions about the joint sitting of the Parliament. Fine. Then it is the power of President of India to call for a joint sitting. It is the presiding office of Lok Sabha, that is Speaker of Lok Sabha, who presides over the joint sitting of the Parliament. So write a few constitutional provisions regarding joint sitting. And now let's move on to the question. What's the question? Occasions when joint sitting happen. Write a separate subheading. Occasions when joint sitting is held. And we know that when passing a bill, there is a possibility for 3 conditions when a deadlock happens when passing the bill in both the houses of the Parliament. So write that 3 conditions. What all are the 3 conditions? When a bill after passing in the first house rejected by the second house, that's one condition. We know that. I hope you all know about the joint sitting. Okay, so see here we are not going to enrich our contents, but we are focusing only how to write a polity answer. So there are 3 conditions a deadlock can happen. So please write those 3 conditions. Fine. One is a bill after passing in the first house rejected by the second house. Second condition says that first house disagree with the amendments made by the second. That means first house passes the bill, second house also passes the bill but with some amendments, but that amendments are not accepted by the first house, then also deadlock. Or the second house does not respond to the bill within a period of 6 months time, then also deadlock. So these are the normal 3 conditions a deadlock happens between the passage of 2 houses in the Parliament. Fine. So write this in a separate subheading, occasions when joint sitting is held. And see, there are other occasions also when joint sittings can be held. Give a separate subheading and write those points. So what all are those other occasions when joint sitting can be held? See, at the start of first session after general election, that's after every general election and the first session, the President addresses the joint sitting. That you write here. Fine. Similarly, in every year, the first session is addressed by the President of India. That time also joint sitting happened. Fine. And similarly, when a foreign dignitary addressing the Parliament, say example, in 2010 when Barack Obama visited Indian Parliament, he addressed the joint sitting of the Parliament. He addressed the joint session. So when a foreign dignitary is addressing the Parliament, then also we go for having a joint session. See, normally aspirants miss this part of the question. They usually write this part, occasions when normally joint sitting happen, and usually aspirants miss this part. So when we write this part of the answer, we will get an extra edge to score more marks. So please focus on that part also. Fine. Then you please write how many times the bill has been passed by the joint session. See, in India as of now, only 3 bills are passed. So write a separate subheading, bills passed through joint sitting. Give a separate subheading. As of now, only 3 bills are passed after a joint sitting. That is Dowry Prohibition Bill of 1960, Banking Service Commission Repeal Bill of 1977, and Prevention of Terrorism Bill 2002. So mention these bills also. So you can score more marks. Even though question is not asked regarding mention the bills which has been passed by the joint sitting, we must write this too. Okay. And now we'll go on to the last part of the question. Write the occasions when it cannot happen. That is, occasions when joint sitting cannot happen. Write a separate subheading and write those provisions. See, we know that only for ordinary bills and finance bill, joint sitting can be held. It is not possible for what? Constitutional amendment bill. Right? And now we must write the reasons also. Because question asks that, and also write the occasions when it cannot, when joint sitting cannot be happen with reasons thereof. We must write the reasons. Why joint sitting cannot be held for constitutional amendment bills? Because Constitution says that regarding constitutional amendment bills, it has to be passed separately by both houses of the parliament by a special majority. Constitution mandates that. So write reasons. Constitution says that constitutional amendment bill has to be passed by both the houses separately with a special majority. Write that as a reason. Then money bill. Money bill cannot be called for a joint sitting by, because write the reasons. Lok Sabha has exclusive powers regarding money bill. Write those provisions. Then when in case of state legislature having bicameral setup, joint sitting is not possible. Why? The legislative assembly has some exclusive powers. Council can delay a bill for a maximum period of 4 months only. Then legislative assembly has some upper hand regarding passage of bill in state legislature having bicameral setup. So we also address these parts. Occasion when joint sitting cannot be happened. We also mentioned reasons. So this is the manner you have to write an answer. Now we addressed. Now we meet all the demands, all the parts of the question. Fine, and then end up with a conclusion. See, when you give conclusion, make it more dynamic and more attractive. Okay, so just stress the importance of joint sitting or stress the importance of parliamentary form of government in the conclusion part. And in this manner, if you write your answer, you can score more marks. Why? Because we address all the parts of the question and we have given separate subheadings. We have mentioned constitutional provisions. We have given reasons, right? So in this manner, again, some portions of the answer is not directly asked, but still we have to write those parts also to make our answer complete. Fine? And that's all for the day. Thank you then. Bye.